Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be going over some updates on this year, as you know, if you've been following along, has been just crazy medically for me. The straw to my Diet Coke is a paid actor. It's just been wild, and it all started around this time last year, last September. I made a video back 6 months ago where I kind of documented what I went through with being diagnosed with HPV, with precancerous cells in my cervix, as well as polyps in my uterus, and the whole process of the pap smears and colposcopies and the LEEP procedure and the biopsies and all of that stuff. And the reason I made that video at the time was partially to sort of explain why I was so bleh at the time. But mainly it was because when I was going through all of that, I'm gonna link the video, so this is just like a TLDR. I got the abnormal pap smear back, and then I had the colposcopy done, and the whole time it felt like nobody was really telling me what was going on. Like, the nurse practitioner who did the original pap smear, she went immediately on maternity leave. The doctor that did the colposcopy immediately went on maternity leave. So while I had test results, I didn't ever really get an explanation for them, and I felt very alone. I felt very scared. I felt very, all I have is Dr. Google. So at the time, I was like, you know what? I'm going to document this. I'm going to put a video out there, even though that's not what my channel is about. It's not sharing like my medical journey with you, and like I'm sure nobody cares, but like there has to be other women out there, other people with cervixes and uteruses who have similar experiences. And I feel like, especially with women, we don't get proper medical care all the time, and we have to super advocate for ourselves. And I just wanted to put something out there that would, if someone else out there was scared like me and, didn't know what a LEEP procedure was and what they were getting themselves into going into the gynecologist's office and all that kind of stuff, I just wanted to put something out there. And I'm really glad that I did, because even though it was super vulnerable to be talking about, my uterus and my cervix of all things, like it's very, it's intimate, and it felt very vulnerable to put that out there. But I'm glad that I did, because I got so many comments and messages on Instagram from other women, other people who have gone through this, who have had HPV or have HPV, who have gotten abnormal pap smears and have just sort of not really known what's going on. And I really felt like I did a good thing in putting that out there. So that being said, it has been 6 months since that video. I recently had my first follow-up. Well, not my first follow-up since the procedure. I've seen my doctor since then, but my first follow-up pap smear. And I had it last week. And if you watch the other video, you know that I just absolutely adore my gynecologist. She just, like, after months and months of being so blinded to what was going on with my body, she just, like, swooped in and just really, like, calmed me and gave me options. And she's just really, like, she's just a really good medical care provider. So even though when I had the LEEP procedure done and I had a panic attack and all that stuff and we had to go and do it under anesthesia, she really, like, I don't want to say she was like handling me with kid gloves, because that's not that's not exactly what was going on, but she did really, like, take her time, made sure I was super comfortable. She talked me through the entire procedure, even though, like, I was fine, but you know, like my blood pressure was a little high, like white coat anxiety and stuff like that. But I just felt like she really remembered. Obviously, I know they take notes and stuff like that, but it just felt like she really remembered how hard the whole process had been for me, and really took care to make sure that this follow-up exam wasn't like a triggering experience for me. So yeah, when I had the procedure done, she said she got rid of all the visible things, she got rid of all the polyps, and that I would have to have a PAP in 6 months, and depending on the state of goings on down there, that would determine my, like, what would happen next, basically. So this pap smear was to, I mean, do everything that a pap smear does, but just to check to make sure that there was no precancerous cells anymore. And I got the results back, and thank goodness there was no precancerous cells left. Nothing. She seemed to have gotten it all out. I also came back negative for HPV. I had gotten the HPV vaccine over the course of a few, I mean, you have to like space out the dosage. So I got my first shot like back in January, and then I got another one in the spring, and then I had my last one in July. So free of HPV at the moment, which is amazing news as well. And because my PAP came back normal this time, she said that everything looks good. I don't have to continue with every 6-month pap smears. I do have to do yearlies for 3 years. So the schedule for pap smears, if you're unaware or whatever, once you start getting them, I think you're supposed to get your first one around 25. Once you start getting them, you are supposed to get one every 3 years, as long as they come back normal. With me having the abnormal one and, you know, having the LEEP done and everything, I was on a 6-month schedule. Had this PAP come back abnormal, depending on how abnormal it came back, would have determined if I needed another colposcopy or if I just need to come back in 6 months for another pap smear. It came back completely normal, which means that for the next 3 years, so 2024, 2025, 2026, I will have a pap smear every year. And as long as they continue to come back normal after 2026, I can go back to the regular 3-year schedule. So I just wanted to share those results with you guys and kind of just do a follow-up. And I never really did like a real thank you for just all the kind words and all the, just the, you know, I felt so seen. I felt so happy that just telling my story could help somebody else. And I just wanted to give you guys an update because that's what's been going on in my life. And that's all I really have to say about that. Thank you guys so much for just always being so kind and so lovely. And I will see you very, very soon, right here, finally talking about my book in my next video. Bye.